I'm sorry, I was making sure that the video was working. Hi, Leo. I just did a little bit ago your reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Leo signs for July 1st through 15th. And when I was doing the reading, in truth, I went against something Spirit said. And Spirit's making me come out with more of an urgent reading for Leos. And I'm not 100% understanding if it's just for July 1st through the 15th or if it's kind of like through the summer. And the reason why I avoided what Spirit said is because they have me, they wanted me, okay, I'm just now being given the wolf again. But like I said, I feel like this is more of for the summer, of understanding this energy for the summer as you move forward. Like I said, the wolf is given to me when it has to do with healing from deep depths inside of you. But he's also a very protective healer. He's very protective over his people, so to speak. But and it's also going to have to do with creativity, the creativity that you're making. Let me double check something real fast. I'm sorry. Like I said, I've all of a sudden I had to come back out before I could go into any more of the Homework Family readings, and I'm in the wrong book. And come back out with what Spirit was giving me because, like I said, it's a very urgent message that I feel like I'm being told. And I have notes to myself because I can't keep up with everything that Spirit tells me is messages. So I'm double checking something because I feel like I'm getting something and I'm not understanding it. But if you don't let me find it, I'm going to assume that I'm looking incorrectly. Or prematurely, like I don't need to be looking. Why are you getting hot? I'm being told there's going to be situations being of pain or issues, frustrations, maybe guilt, issued because of cause of doubts or of ourselves. And you'll be acknowledging that. This is not something that you're to allow to hold you back. You have to get on the right side of that. You have to get past that, is basically what I'm being told. Because you may not be trusting in your intuitive or your psychic abilities. You may be hiding from the world how you truly feel. You may be feeling weighed down in the physical path. You may be feeling heavy within your creativity. This has to do with stuff within your chakras that you have to clear out or unblock. This has to do with coming into believing in yourself. This has to do with not allowing, yourself to get stumped. Don't doubt yourself and think that you can't, or allow somebody to talk you into following what you're supposed to do. Because you know what you need to be doing, is basically what I'm being told. They're just saying you need to follow through with your innate talents and your skills. But the reason why I went against what I was being told is because I just recently got a new deck. It's called, I dropped it. It's called The Sacred Path of Cards. And I ignored the message at first because I write all over my decks, and this deck isn't ready for me to use yet. And they're like, I don't care. See, I'm in the process of preparing it. I just haven't written all over it. And they're like, I don't care. At least go back and read the poems that go with it. So, like I said, I feel like it's an important message. There are important changes that have to be made, but you have to have the confidence to make them and trust in your abilities and your skills, and you're having doubt within that, and it's overcoming that really is what that has to do with, and the frustrations, the guilt, irritations, even anger of situations of where people may be trying to hold you back, or you feel that you're being held back. And overcoming that because you're meant to move forward. So they had me pull from the sacred deck. from the sacred, what is it called? Sacred Path cards. And like I said, I'm not completely ready to use this deck. First off, before I do use the deck, though, I was also given the cat again, and the curiosity, and the moth to the flame. All of them are pieces of information that I'm supposed to be giving you. Because, like I was saying in the original, is the moth is flying around in the circle of 8, circle of 8, circle of 8. But it's also doing it around something that's causing it to burn itself on the flame. And this is why I'm being told it. At the same time, I'm being given a cat and its curiosity. So, I don't know. I'm just giving you what Spirit's giving me. Like I said, it's an urgent message for all Leo signs. And it may not just be Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It may be if you have any of your planets in Leo, there may be something about this that you need to hear. So I'm giving you, I'm coming back and I'm doing part 2 for Leo. Like I said, it's an urgent message. But anyway, from this deck, the additional cards that they wanted me to pull, this one is called the number 42. It is the Hour of Power. It is the Ritual of Joy. Making sure that I'm putting it up where you can see it. And the poem that goes with it, because there's several pages in all of this, and I haven't read it all to learn it yet. So they just told me at least go back and read the poems. It says, a sacred hour that reconnects my spirit with the whole Mother Earth will fill me up. Through my heart and soul, I will sing my spirit song. I will be at one. I will share my energy like earth, moon, and sun. And this is speaking of our hour of power. And I feel like this is important. Like they're saying, Leos, you're coming into an hour of power, and you need to acknowledge that. As we go through these summer energies, the eclipses, and the ascension that comes through the Lion's Gate. I feel like it's very important. So this is a second part of what I'm supposed to be giving you. Then I have number 16, the Power of Place, Earth Connection, and Empowerment. Now let me find that. Where is this? Like I said, I really didn't want to use this deck yet because I'm not prepared for it. But they're like, I don't care. So, 16 is page 139. So we're just going to go with the flow, and I'm doing what I'm told. It's that simple. 139. This one says, finding earth connection in a place that speaks to me. Sandy beach or mountain, forest filled with trees, high desert or wind-stepped prairie. I will know it well. I will make it my heart, and I will sing it. Of the river and the dell. Power place. I feel like this is talking to you about getting right with soul, but finding a place within yourself and an exterior place that helps you do it. Like I always say, when we moved here, I left this sanctuary. And for those of you who've been following me for a long time, my sanctuary was an outside building that I did all of my spiritual work in, and I had my gardens surrounding it. And I really was upset with moving because I didn't want to leave my sanctuary. But by moving, I found my new sanctuary is because I live 5 minutes from the river. And the river is my sanctuary now. This is where I get right with self. And I feel like this is telling you, this is a time of power. It's an hour of power for you. You got to remember, in the way of spirit, in the way of all of time, these 3 months of summer is a blink. But it's very important to us and what we do at this time. And I feel like this power place is telling you about getting right with self, but helping you get right with self by being outside and finding that place with self that does it. And for me, like I said, my sanctuary has now become the river. So finding that place that both internally and externally help you get there. Then I am being given 9. South shield. Innocence and inner child. Now, this is, where's this one? 95. And I don't know, maybe I'm meant to do it this way because maybe one of these numbers are also meant for you. I don't know, and I don't know why I just said that, other than I felt like I was needed to, so who knows. South shield. Red earth. South shield. Child filled with wonder. Teach me to yield. Laughter is your giveaway. An innocence of joy, tricking me into the place of little girls and little boys. This is talking about your inner child. Your inner child needs to play, but your inner child also has to learn how to yield. It's important that you find true balance at this time. South is about growth. South is about fire. South is about passion. But it's also where we find our inner child energy. And at the same time, if the very poem is red earth, south yield, south filled with wonder. Remember, I was just talking about the cat and its curiosity, and look who shows up, Neptune. Teach me to yield. Laughter is your giveaway in innocence and joy, tricking me into the place of little girls and little boys. I feel like this is about balance. I feel about that you have to have your laughter, you have to have your fun, you have to have your enjoyment, but it's important for you to do the changes that you're making right now, and you have to have the maturity to know when to let the kid play, when to let its creativity and its curiosity play, but also know when the difference and when the adult information of what you have to change is coming forward. I really feel like that's just a very important part. And I'm being told this has to do with tapping into your intuitive notions, is what I just heard. Tapping into your intuitive notions. Next is 17, Moon Lodge, Retreat. Let me find where this is. 145. I'm being told also right now this definitely has to do with your heart chakra and the energies that you're putting out into the world around you. What number am I looking for? Because when I heard that, it threw me off. 145. The Moon Lodge. Place of receiving. Time of going within. Observance of the body cycles. Renewing life again. Retreating in silence. Sacred Black Lodge of the West. Woman, child, and grandmother. Earth Mother. Give you rest. South is playfulness, creativity. It is fire, it is passion, it is action. It is your child. And then comes in the Moon Lodge, which is, they say right here in it, west. Water. Fire, water. One washes out the other. Steam also. Fire. Water can wash out fire. Steam can also make water evaporate. One without the other. Balance, honey. This is what I really am being told right now. This is finding healing within what you need so that you can make the changes, finding the balance, keeping the creativity, but not using all of your fire and evaporating the water, or allowing the water to overflow and put out the fire, is what I really feel like this is talking about. And number 20 is counting your crops. Counting your crops, victory. And where's that? Whenever I make that noise, I think of, like, when people were younger. I don't know about you all, but I remember being, like, in a baton thingy. And, like, we would do parades where we would throw the batons in the air. And marching. So I feel like it's a parade. It's an act. It's practice. It's an event. Something that you watch. Anyway, I just felt like I needed to add that, because when this comes up, these are the different things that I know Spirit is having me make. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he was like, Hill Hippie was like, I am very fluent in Michelle, and that was not Michelle. And that's what I'm talking about, is Spirit just comes out and starts throwing stuff out of my mouth. So sometimes it's really not me that's talking. Counting our crops is 167. And it is victory. Like I said, I feel Leo really has something important going on, but I feel like this time, through this whole eclipse season and the Lion's Gate this summer, it's very important that we're, doing our work and getting it right. And I'm being told right now it's also dealing with we're the warrior clan. So I feel like we're being, like I said, a parade, marching, being put into order. This is what I feel like I'm being given. Okay. Counting our crops and victory. To know that I have honored my words with my deeds. Sweet victory is shared by all. In filling other needs. Humankind rejoices. The prize of counting copes, not crops, counting copes, harmony and balance, a peaceful world anew. Let me re-say that. Like I said, counting copes, counting copes, victory is what this is. To know that I have honored my words with my deeds. Sweet victory is shared by all. In filling others' needs, mankind rejoices. The prize of counting copes. Harmony and balance, a peaceful world anew. I was also told by Spirit yesterday, and I'm a Leo, and this is bringing me back to that. And I don't know how else to put it other than what I was getting by Spirit. You are a caregiver. So get your ass out there and be the best damn caregiver this world has ever seen. But start by caring about yourself, so that you can, therefore, be the best damn caregiver that this world has ever seen. And it keeps hearing care-doer instead of caregiver. So maybe it's care-doer. They're saying, show them what you're made of. I love you guys. I hope it helps. Bye.